Hey, I'm Pera Perez, artist of Spider-Woman.
And I'm Carla Pacheco, writer of Spider-Woman.
You're listening to Know Her is to Fear Her.
The Spider-Woman Podcast.
Hi, Jessica.
Who the hell are you?
The woman who's going to save your life.
Welcome to Know Her is to Fear Her, the Spider-Woman podcast. We're your hosts, Seren and Rey, here for episode 44. We're getting close.
We're getting so close to the half century. How you going, Seren? Hello, everybody. So glad to be back. So glad we found some time, Seren. It's kind of like shooting an arrow through, swinging hoops sometimes because of our schedules, but I'm very happy to come back and talk some more Spider-Woman.
Yeah, we've got some fun news for you spider babies. If you have been paying attention to Twitter and social media, the official Spider-Man account posted an article by Marvel. And the thing that really stood out is that originally when the Spider-Woman Gang War tie-in was announced, it was for issue tie-in, but now they are calling it a ongoing series and a new solo series. So it sounds to me like we are getting more than 4 issues of Jessica Drew from Carola Borelli and Steve Fox.
Yes, how exciting is this? Far out.
It's very exciting. If you've seen me on social, I've been kind of freaking out about it. This is the reminder to get your pre-orders rolling, everyone. The more people who order this series and get it on their pull lists, the better it is that, we have Jess for another few years. So let's go. They posted some of the cover work, some of the variant covers we're getting. The one we've already seen.
Hang on, Seren. Let me
yeah.
Sorry, Seren. Just to let everyone know, we are streaming on YouTube as well. Why don't we? I can put it up on here so people can actually see the article and the covers that you're talking about. So let's chuck that up.
Yeah, let's
there.
do it.
Yes. Yeah. There we go.
All right. So I have it up too on my own screen because it's looking a little blurry for me there. But
no worries.
So let's recap this real quick. So that cover is which cover is that? That's the Lionel Francis Yu cover. Lionel
awesome cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Venom Blast. I love the green, yellow, red kind of
it's really great. There. If you scroll to the bottom of the article, we'll get the other 2 covers that are shown as well. The second one, go up again and hit your little right arrow there.
Yep. Righty. Oh, this is a cool one by variant cover by Bengal.
Oh my gosh, I love his work so much. This cover, I've already changed my social media handle to this cover because I think it's my new favorite Spider-Woman cover. Which, I'm sad to say, but also I'm excited to say because just everything about this picture is amazing. It is so beautiful. I love Bengal's work. I love how they draw Jess. It's just wonderful.
Yes, it's very good for those without the aid of visuals. So Jess is just kind of crawling down a wall. There's a moonlight. There's a web just in there as well. And point of difference, Seren, the title is at the bottom, which is cool. I think.
Yes. So we've had that happen a few times before, but
yeah, true.
I will say it looks like Jess still has her classic uniform. My question is, and that I'm going to have to ask Steve Fox if you're listening, have you honored Perez's upgrades to the costume that were made in his run of Spider-Woman? I need to know because those upgrades
Yes.
are really awesome, and I really like that Jess can have nice fans to fight with.
Yes.
That
That's
also
what I
help her
was thinking
guide.
about. And the
So-
redirecting the venom blasts down her suit,
yeah,
which is pretty cool. So,
yeah.
um, which is also, Saren, a little bit of an announcement as well. I'm not sure if we've said it. We've said it on Discord, but yeah,
Oh
we hope.
yeah.
We've got confirmation from Steve Fox, the writer of the upcoming series. So we'll be chatting with him in September. So get your questions
And
in.
Carla, we haven't forgotten you either.
Oh no, Carla, of course not, Carla. If you're listening, I'd love to have you back on, please, please, please. But yeah, Steve has put his hand up. He's quite happy to jump in and start a conversation. So yeah, anything you want to know, if you want to know about the Parade costume, like Seren, just drop your questions in and we'll ask them to Steve.
Yep. And we have one more cover here.
Yep. Oh,
Uh,
I haven't
so
seen
this
these.
says it's Felipe Masafera. However, I'm looking at this cover, and it really looks more like Alec Ross to me. So
It
I'm
does,
not
doesn't it?
familiar with Felipe Masafera. So please, someone correct me if I'm wrong, or point me to their socials because I don't.
Yeah. I mean, it looks great.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful cover. It's just it very screams Alec Ross to me.
Yeah,
So,
it's that very hyper realistic artwork for those
yeah,
familiar with Alex Ross. Yeah.
yeah, and he's the only one I know that does the web wings that way. So
Ah.
I would like to I have to find more of Felipe's artwork. Maybe they're just a similar style. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but it looks very Alex Ross to me.
Mm. Yeah, no, it looks very good. And again, it's a bit more of a classic pose, just in midair with a
Yeah.
really those gossamer wings really stick out because they look more for me. They kind of look more like parachute material, like
Yeah.
they're a bit semi opaque, golden, and quite large as well. But yeah, great pose. She's basically in midair through the city, so looking really good.
Yep.
Yeah, so
She always looks good. So, and I do find it funny though that like, a lot of superheroes, a lot of people complain when superhero suits get redesigned, but
mhm.
Jess really seems to get the brunt of it more than
Yeah,
other heroes, I feel like, and I think that so I mean I'm glad to see that they still have the classic costume, but I would not have been disappointed if they had gone back to the um black suit or the motorcycle jacket either. Like, I don't know, she's got some really great suits, but everyone really likes this one. So
yep. Saren. Also, apart from that news, before I forget, and I think Rustin was the one that brought it up on Discord. Carla Pacheco Peripere will get a collected edition of their run
I think we
soon as
mentioned
well.
that last
Do we?
episode, did we not?
Oh, okay.
I feel like we've talked
Can't
about that.
remember. Oh, okay. Maybe. God.
I don't
Yes.
know.
Anyway.
But I think we also discussed that there's also going to be a Masterworks Volume 4 for Spider-Woman.
Yes,
So
that's
get
right.
your pre-orders in for that as well. So let's get back to the stream of things. Sorry guys. What were we talking about? I couldn't share the screen. We need to get our article back up.
Oh, get the article back up? Yep, sure. Let me get that up there. Yes.
Okay, so and it is not. I don't know, man. His style is so reminiscent of Alex Ross. It's wild. It is wild.
It's
like,
very cool.
It's very cool, but man, did he throw me for a loop with that? 'Cause I literally thought that was Alex Ross. And it wouldn't be the first time that, and I'm gonna be honest, like it wouldn't be the first time that Marvel has like mislabeled a cover with someone, because I know they've done it in the past. So I was like, oh, they just got they got the wrong thing. Someone labeled it. No, I am very wrong. Wow.
Yeah.
What would we do without Spider Baby Rustin?
I know. Thank you, Rustin. So good. So that was the article. So very exciting, Saren.
Yes. What else did they say? Did they give more details of the? I'm trying to remember if they gave more details of the actual ongoing. I know. some good quotes from, it is Fox, right? Fox, even though it's spelled Foxe.
Yeah.
I'm not mispronouncing it. Okay.
Oh, I'm assuming Fox. Yeah.
Okay. Please correct us if we're wrong. But yeah, so I would just like to say that again, Marvel doing just right by again having another writer who Jessica has been my favorite Marvel heroine since I was a kid. So this is yet another person who I have to give Marvel credit for this one. And you know, some people could say, well, maybe the writer is saying it, but I have like I get this like there's this thing with people who write Jess
Hmm.
where they all truly do love Jess. Like I know there are some people who are like, you know, they say I think Kelly Thompson has said there was a character she didn't like. Oh, it was Medusa. So Kelly Thompson says, you know, I didn't like Medusa until I had
Okay.
to write her. And then
Ah.
she learned to like her. So cuz Kelly wrote her in A-Force. So I think
Yeah.
there are like characters people don't really like to write, but if Jess is someone they really truly love, they will blow that horn really hard when
And
doing
it's
it. So
and it's very reassuring for us fans as well to know that Jess is in good hands with someone that, you know, has a vested interest in the property that is Jess. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Steve Fox has to offer.
yes, me as well. Please, Rustin or whoever is listening in right now, please, please, give me some books by Steve that he's written that are preferably not X-Men
Good
books,
call.
because it looks like he's written some X-Men books, and I don't want to read X-Men books
Yes.
or give X-Men books my money. So if there's a book that's not the X-Men
Yeah.
that he's written for Marvel, please recommend it to me.
Yeah.
Because I will not read the X-Men. I'm very salty about some things with that. Well, you all know if you've listened, so let's
Yeah.
just leave it at that. Sorry,
That's
Steve.
fair.
I'm not going to
That's
read your
fair.
X-Men books. It's nothing against you.
Yeah.
It's all me. I have a problem. But things we're gonna see. Let's see. Hydra and Diamondback we already knew.
Yep. Sorry. Yep.
So what else is he saying here? Well, yeah, there's so much to her. She's a spy. She's got superhero best friends. She's Spider-Verse hopper. Got all sorts of good stuff going on. The events of Gang War ended up being a perfect springboard for a story that embraces what Zeb Wells and co. are doing in The Amazing Spider-Man, while also telling a distinctly Spider-Woman saga with lasting ramifications for some of her closest relationships
Ooh.
in her own book. Few characters have been through hell like Jessica Drew has been through hell, so I'm excited to throw even more at her.
Oh gosh,
That
poor
is,
Jess.
yeah, she's fun to wump on. I'm not gonna lie. I
I
mean,
know. That's the
I
thing.
really enjoy the
Yeah.
angst she can bring, man. I really do. She's
But you know, I mean, I know
yeah,
obviously she's just a written character, but yeah, I mean, she cops the brunt of it, doesn't she?
yeah. Oh, let's
Um,
go to that second paragraph. That's where the juicy shit is. That's even
yep.
juicier than Steve's quote. Let's read this one. He says, but something has made Jessica angrier than ever, and her ruthless crime fighting will shock her fellow heroes during and beyond the events of Gang War. As she tries to solve the heartbreaking mystery that's upended her entire world. Oh no, if something happens to that
gosh.
baby boy, I'm gonna be mad.
Or do you think Roger? Maybe I don't know. No,
Yes,
because
well,
I just think they can't do anything to Jerry, surely. So I'm just thinking, I don't know.
yeah, no, if they
Maybe,
do
yeah.
anything to that baby boy, I riot.
Mm.
And Jess will come face to face with a terrifying new source of evil. Fans can
Can't
discover
wait.
more about what kicks off Jessica's dramatic new journey in the special preview in tomorrow's Amazing Spider-Man 31.
Oh.
So, Spider Babies, make sure you pick up Amazing Spider-Man
Amazing
31. I
Spider-Man.
have not been to my LCS in a long time. Sorry, Wade.
Mm.
So I might have to go by tomorrow and pick it up and then pre-order the entire series because he knows my method of operation. Okay.
So that's cool. What a great article.
Yeah. I'm
Plenty
very
to-
excited. I'm so happy
Mhm.
they're giving Jess another ongoing. Really, really excited. I'm just really excited. November can't come
Yeah.
fast enough. I'm going to be in trouble at New York Comic Con, guys. I'm really hoping any sort of Spider-Man panels are going to be on Saturday because Thursday is all Critical Role Day. And I've got some photo ops on
Mhm.
Friday, and I hope none of them are scheduled if the Spider-Man panel is on Friday. Last year, it was on Thursday, so I could be in some trouble this year, and I might miss the panel. I will try very hard not to.
Yeah.
Also, if you're going to New York Comic-Con, hit me up. I think
So
that's all the news
exciting.
we have. I
Okay.
don't think
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other news. I did apparently I have not unpacked her yet because I'm still unpacking from my most recent house sitting stint.
Mhm.
But my Jessica Drew Hasbro figure has arrived.
Oh, has it? Oh, mine hasn't yet.
Yes,
Ah,
she
okay.
has arrived. She came last
Nice.
week. I have not gotten to unpacking her or the other packages that all showed up at my doorstep last week while I was gone. So,
Cool.
yeah, I'm excited to unpack her, but I haven't gotten to it yet, guys. I'm really sorry. Yeah, but she's here. She's great.
That's it.
The other thing that I know that I got that finally came for my NYCC lanyards. Yes, that's lanyards, more than
Oh,
one. I have a
nice.
lanyard for each day of New York Comic Con.
Oh,
I
nice.
got a set of Scotty Young pins, and Jessica is a 4-pack, and Jessica is one of them, and it's also got Thor and Bucky and one of the Valkyries on it.
Oh, nice.
And
Oh,
I am
okay.
so excited to have her because you can never have enough Scotty Young, Jessica Drew.
Oh, yeah.
pins.
Yeah, my other co-host, Rebecca,
Casey
loves Scotty Young.
Johnson. Hey, it's
Yes.
Casey from
Hey,
Spider-Woman's
Casey.
Loft. Hi, Casey. I am not
Hey,
familiar
Casey.
with Spider-Woman's Loft. Hello.
Hello. There's a link there. Look, Casey, what I might do is put that in our show notes as well. So if anyone interested in Casey's Spider-Woman's Loft, go check it out. It's another Facebook group. I'm sure
I
plenty
really
of
need to get back on
good
Facebook,
discussion.
man. I am like so unplugged from social media lately.
That's all right. That's okay. It's good. It's good to detox every now and again. So
It is detoxing, isn't it?
it is. It is. Same with the phone. They just incidentally, Saren, I think they've coined the term nomophobia. Have you heard that? I think it's nomophobia. I'm not.
No, I have not heard
it's
that.
fear of being without your mobile phone or what is it? The cell phone in the US? Or I'm familiar with the terms. In Australia, just the mobile.
I just call it my phone.
Okay,
I just call it my phone.
Yeah, nomophobia, the fear of, because I get it sometimes where you just kind of, where's my phone? I've got to have it nearby.
That's happened to me before, and it's really more like I really don't like it if I'm like at a restaurant by myself and I have forgotten my phone, because then I'm like, well, I'm just gonna sit here and twiddle my thumbs because I have no one to talk to.
Stare at that couple that's arguing.
Oh no, that usually doesn't happen.
People watch.
Now, well, if you're at the diner, it's kind of hard to watch people because the booths are so high. I really like the diner, guys. Diners are great. If you're ever on the East Coast, that's where we do diners, right? Get some disco fries if you're in Jersey or New York City.
Disco fries.
The American version. Yeah, it's the American version of poutine. They're real good. It's like steak fries with gravy and mozzarella cheese. Really delicious. Really good at late at night.
Oh no, that sounds delicious already.
Well, Casey, we were just talking about that. That Spider-Woman mini is now actually an ongoing, so we're really excited.
And it is a tie-in. It is a tie-in to Gang War, which is the overarching crossover event. Amazing Spider-Man
into an ongoing.
Yes, exactly. Which is so good.
Actually, this is not the first time that. This is the second time. Now, hopefully, Steve, you've got big shoes to fill. Because here's what happened. When Dennis Hallam wrote his Spider-Woman series, he launched it during the Spider-Verse crossover, which I think was a mistake because he only had 3 issues to do it, and it was a hot mess. I'm hoping that Gang War does not follow the same mistakes. It's one thing to have an ongoing series and then have it's one thing to have an ongoing series and then have a tie-in well into the series. It's another to launch a series from a tie-in, which I think can sometimes be a problem.
Okay. Look,
so
taking up taking nothing away from Gang War, I mean, we haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah,
But
we haven't.
my impression though is that it's not as epic a bigger scale as something like Spider-Verse. I think Gang War is probably like, you know how you have, I don't know, in my head I have tiers of events, and you have the big
Yes.
ones, right? You know, Infinity Gauntlets, Spider-Verse. Then you have the smaller ones like Contagion, or I'd even rate Secret Empire, you know, kind of lower down. That
Yeah.
kind of that come and
Secret
go.
Empire,
And
I really enjoyed, actually. That was
yeah,
really good.
but like compared to say Secret Invasion and Civil War, like massive, though, huge ramifications. Then you have these events that will maybe like have some impact in some way to some characters, but it's not going to change the whole universe.
Right.
I feel Gang War might be in that mold, but you know, I could be wrong. Maybe it's just because it's street level, you know, and the Marvel universe is so big, it's not going to. So having said that, I think hopefully it won't impact the series if it is, you know, the ongoing kicking off from the mini and then after Gang War.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
We'll have to see as well.
Yeah, but I just remember the last time that happened, and it was kind of, it was like it launched a series, but then it was like 4 issues, and then it was the number 5, and the number 5 was completely different. It was such like a whiplash, and
Yeah, I know what you mean.
like
Yeah.
Because it was very clear that Dennis was restricted to that event, and to come from that event, and then the new series, which was excellent, by the way, and it's still one of my favorite Spider-Woman series. The tone was so different. It was very much from issue 4 to issue 5. Issue 5 should have been just a new number 1, in my opinion.
Yeah, right, yeah. I mean, it's similar with King in Black as well. Carla had it was, I mean, not similar in the sense, but it came later, so at least the series was well established. But yeah, I totally get what you mean.
Yeah, and I think Carla still managed to tie King in Black. I think she still managed to do a very good job of tying what she was doing with Jess into that series. So, that's why I think it's easier when you already have a series like established to go get a tie-in rather than launch from a tie-in.
Yeah. Well, this is a little bit different as well in that Steve Fox is saying in the interview in this article that like there are big things going to happen to Jess in this mini, so which is part of the event. So
I mean, when Viper's involved, you know shit's going to hit the fan for her.
Yeah,
Viper's a bitch. And Viper, I'm really waiting. What I really want to see is a Captain America and Jessica Drew team up to just finally take Viper out once and for all, because she fucks with both of them so much.
Just off her, you know, she's gone off the table,
know.
Gone. Yeah, Madam Viper. Yeah, she's I must say she's an awesome villain. Like, because it's but yeah, you want to get rid of her.
No, well, that's why you don't want to get rid of her. Well, but at the same time, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
I love Viper. She's one of my favorites. I love her.
Yeah.
And how she was written by Brian Michael Bendis for Agent of S.W.O.R.D. was really, really messed up, and I dig it.
Casey's got a good point here as well. I just want Marvel to invest in Jessica the way they invested in Carol when she became Captain Marvel. I mean,
I think they've really tried. I think truly I think that's what the Dennis Hallam series was, but also they gave her. I think I know what you're saying, because they gave Carol to Kelly Sue DeConnick, who had already been well established everywhere else. They like to give Jess to writers that people are not as familiar with, and Dennis and from what I understand, for Dennis Hallam's run, and he did a very good run again. He did very good run. They had actually offered Jess to Kelly Sue, but she had so many other comics on her plate that she couldn't take it.
Yeah.
And I really would love to see Kelly Sue or Kelly Thompson or Ann Nocenti write Jess again. I would just have one of them.
Oh, yes.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
To have her do that, or to have one of them write her, would be really. I think that's what they would have to do. Is if they really wanted to give Jess the Captain Marvel treatment, they need to give her to a writer and an artist who are both high profile, like they did with Carol. Not that Carola Borelli is a bad artist, because hot damn, I am on her Twitter, and I'm enjoying her artwork. It is very good.
Okay, I haven't done the homework, so I've got to check it out. Oh, actually, I think I did a while ago, but yeah. Looking forward to it. And yes, Casey Bendis. We do. I've got to say, as much as I rag on him sometimes in his more recent outings, Bendis' Spider-Woman is pretty good.
Yeah. I don't think I'd want Bendis to take her back, though. I think I'd
No.
want. I definitely would want. My dream team would be either of the Kellys or Ann Nocenti, and then if you got like Carmen Carnero as an artist for her, or maybe Elena Casagrande.
Casagrande,
her Black Widow
was
was
so cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I would even I would love to see that. Love to see that.
I'm totally with you with Casagrande. I'd like to see Sarah Pacelli do Jessica Drew.
No, it was Fiona Staples drew
Fiona
Jessica
Staples.
Drew, and she drew her in a little one shot years and years ago. But yeah, Amanda Connor, she would be good.
Connor.
Amanda Connor would be good.
But yeah, I'm with you though,
so
Sarah.
many.
For me, my top is Kelly Thompson and Ann Nocenti. I'd love to see both of them.
I would just want to see Ann Nocenti tackle Jess without having the directive that she has to die at the end.
Exactly.
Like, I want to see what Ann would do with her.
Yeah, just unshackle her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just unshackle Ann and let her go with Jess and see what she does.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what Ann's going to do with Carol, and Jess does show up in Carol's series with Ann, but I want to see. I want to see what Ann Nocenti would do with Jessica Drew again.
Yeah.
Without having that directive. Just, this is what happened to her. Take her from there.
I mean, and of course she has honed her craft over the years. So, you know, her writing just like now, as opposed to when she was, you know, relatively young in the field. I think she was.
Yeah. I think Jess was her first comic, actually.
Yeah.
Again, setting that precedent with few exceptions that they like to give Jess to newish or lesser known writers and artists. And part of me thinks that's because Jess is popular enough to like signal boost these writers and artists to other fans. But she's not quite popular enough to give to the big guys.
Yeah,
like
I think
they're not giving her like.
Yeah, they're not giving her.
They're giving her good people, but they're not.
Yeah,
you know,
they're not giving them like the top tier, ones at the moment. I totally know what you mean, and I think I'm a little bit more cynical in the sense that I reckon exactly as you say. I think that they give them Jess like to play around with, and she's a lot more flexible. But I think because there is maybe like less risk. If they gave a young writer like Spider-Man or Batman or whatever, there's a lot of baggage that goes with that, and there's a lot of there's a lot more of we've got to be sure we do this kind of proper. Whereas I think it works in the benefit of the writers, young writers who get Spider-Woman, because I think they're allowed to play in the sandpit a little bit more. And that's due to the less risk. I think that's my assumption.
Yeah.
But,
I can see that.
But we benefit from it because we get these stories that you probably wouldn't see in the bigger titles. We get the she gets to be experiment. They get to test things out, and I think that's a good thing as well.
Yeah. Nope. I don't disagree. So we are now 32 minutes into our episode, and we are here truly to talk about a classic Spider-Woman issue and get back on the horse a bit since it's been a few months.
Yes.
Let me pull up my Marvel Unlimited.
And it is available in Marvel Unlimited as well. I did a quick read there, but it's also in your Masterworks, Marvel Masterworks series, as well as your Essential collection series, which is out of print. But if you've got the old black and whites, they're a lot of fun to read.
They are.
And of course, like digital, like you can buy it. I don't know, Comixology or whatever is going around these days. It changes a lot. So, and like they combined Marvel Unlimited with Comixology and all that. So I don't know what's going on, but
I don't know either. I see a
buy
lot of
digital version.
Infinity comics, and like all the comics I used to read are now in Infinity format, and that's really weird, but it's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, we are looking, as Seren mentioned, a classic issue, Spider-Woman, the Spider-Woman. It's issue 4, volume 1. It is called, I had it on the banner.
It is called Hell is the Hangman?
Hell is the Hangman. Yes, the subtitle there, which is pretty cool. Sorry, Casey. Spider-Woman in the early 80s was very hot. Yes, absolutely. Hangman was a good example. Well, I love it. It gets even more so with Waxman and the Needle. I love those stories.
I hate him. I hate Waxman. Oh no. I'm dreading that issue. I have read it. I am dreading it. I hated it. I hated it. No, it was so bad.
But I mean, even spoilers, no spoilers, because these are very old issues. Casey as well, even with the Brothers Grimm, we know, and Miss Dolly, just aptly named Miss Dolly. We get some really kind of horror aspects. I love it. And Hangman as well. Hangman just, I put it in our like little blurb for this episode, Sarah, and he's a bit of a warped Punisher, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to give you my overall view. I thought this issue was a little bit all over the place, and it did not help me at all. Like, it's just probably not one of my favorite ones. I mean, it does move the plot forward, but not one of my favorites.
Okay, yeah, look, I enjoyed it. I mean, I do have my standout favorites in volume 1. This wouldn't be it, but I do love Brothers Grimm, and I love how it furthered not only the plot, Saren, as you mentioned, with Magnus, but also this intrigue with Brothers Grimm. There's this, if we jump straight to it, I'm going to flick to, there's this bit where, we know it now, but there's this little bit where it looks like Brothers Grimm is just talking to himself, and he's totally mad, but again, spoilers, no spoilers. There are 2 of them, but I think the way that they do it is it's kind of like, he's a total kind of crack case here. So I love like that kind of mystery as well. I'm not overly fond of Hangman, but I thought it was fun.
He's just a pig. I don't like the Hangman.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you take away the severely dated, approaches that some of the characters have towards one another, these are classic 80s comics, so they are within their time.
I know they're within their time, but I just think he's terrible anyway.
Me too. I think
it needs to be punched in the face.
Well, I mean, he's blatantly just hanging people. It's rather grisly, and he wants to keep jumping right to the end. He wants to keep Jess like a prisoner in a dungeon. Like, what? Where are you from, pal? So
this just, I have lots to say there, but I'm just not going to say it right now. Anyway, moving on.
Well, Saren, shall we? I'm just pulling up the synopsis now from Wiki. I don't know if they have one. Oh, they do. It's rather long. I was wondering should we read it, or do you want to just give it like a nutshell kind of?
I guess we could give it a nutshell. Let's give it a nutshell crack at it. Basically,
let's give it a crack.
What we got is Magnus has found him and Jessica a place to stay with Miss Dolly and her 2 sons, who
Jake and William.
Jake and William, who happen to be our Brothers Grimm. I don't know if we know that yet or not.
No.
Miss Dolly is sorry, spoilers from 40 years ago. So Miss Dolly is immediately put off by Jessica. For whatever reason, she takes an immediate disliking, so Magnus has to charm her. Casey's asking who wrote it. Who wrote this one? Marv Wolfman and Carmine Infantino, with Tony DiZangaya on inks. Joe Rosenletter and Mary Titus is the colorist. And Marv Wolfman is the writer, correct. So they're all having dinner, And while they're having dinner, some dots are connected for Jessica where William knows of. Please correct me if I'm wrong, even though I just reread this issue like less than an hour ago.
Well, he works at Pyrotechnics.
Yeah, he works at Pyrotechnics, has a connection to Jess's dad. Jess gets all mad and is like, we need to talk about this. William blows her off and they go their separate ways at the end of dinner. Meanwhile, you've got the Hangman trying to figure out, the same sort of thing Jessica is with the Brothers Grimm.
Yes, there's a whole diamond. There's a whole diamond.
Yeah, the whole
heist
diamond
thingy.
thing, and he finds one guy, hangs him as punishment, and that's going on. And then we've got our dear senator. Is he a senator? I can't remember.
Congressman.
Trying to get Jess thrown off his tail. Jess's trail leads her to this one place where it turns out it was a trap. And she breaks free of the trap, and then everything comes together. Hangman, Brothers Grimm, fires, and it ends with Jess getting dragged away by the Hangman. That's my summary. It's real clear and great, isn't it?
No, that's good. That is very good. There's a lot of, I mean, that is, as you're saying, there's a lot going on, and Marv Wolfman fits a lot in. He introduces a new anti-hero, I guess, or vigilante. And we've got, as you said, more movement going forward with Brothers Grimm. What I found interesting as well, Seren, Jess starts to really question Magnus, saying, "Look, it's a bit of a coincidence." Yeah, that he's brought me here to Mrs. Dolly's place, and her son actually happens to work at Pyrotechnics. So she's starting to connect the dots. She's starting to get a little bit suspicious of Magnus as well. He's looking quite dapper. He's kind of cleaned up. Doesn't look like Merlin anymore. But yeah, I mean, the telltale signs again. William and Jake, they are the first names of the real life Brothers Grimm. They're obviously the ones, but we don't know yet. We don't know that yet.
No.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But yeah, very, very cool. I like the action scene, Seren. I love it when Jess takes on Brothers Grimm. We don't know much about the Brothers Grimm's powers. I mean, we know later that they're magic based, but he's just throwing stuff at her, which is pretty cool. And
she also noticed that this Brothers Grimm is different than the one she faced before. This one seems a little bit more, little less senile.
Yes, so a little wink or a little hint towards there being two, like they're obviously two, or you could be thinking that this person's, got DID or something like there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, these guys are ongoing for a few more issues, right? We deal with them, yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. I can't wait until we kind of wrap up where they end up. But yeah, Casey's mentioned, I wonder at what point Marvel's continuity just gave up on Jess being blonde. Was that only one issue? Oh, no, hang on. No,
that was like right off.
Original.
No,
yeah.
No, that was like right off the bat that it's canon that she dyes her hair. I know in the series she also has a wig, but it's canon from this series on that she dyes her hair. Now some writers have forgotten. I do not believe. I think Dennis Hallam at some point makes a joke about it, and I think Carla did too. But no, Jessica's hair, she does dye it.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that point. You're absolutely right. I thought there was like a coloring error in one of the comics, but no, you're right. She's from the bat. She is blonde. And you even see that with the Bendis retelling of the origin, which is very accurate to the original. So yeah. It's I think we're only up to issue 4. It was in issue 1 or 2, Sarah, and we saw her in the bathroom.
She was dyeing her hair. She was already dyeing her hair from this, and that actually has continued on. Again, some writers may have forgotten, but most have not. They a lot of them have glomped on to that little detail. The thing that they get wrong with Jess in modern era is what color her eyes are. And as Carla, I caught Carla and Tara's mistake or the colorist
That's
mistake
right.
in the last series, because I said, "Oh, look, her eyes aren't green anymore; they're blue," and then Carla was like, "Oh shit," and she wrote it into the
Yeah,
story.
she did. Yeah,
It was really
pretty
great.
cool.
But
Yeah.
yeah, she made it so that Jessica's green eyes are
Mhm.
from the from her radioactive thing. I had to go back and read Carla's
I
run again, but it's
I
all
love.
Carla
Yeah,
confirmed it
I
because I
love it how
pointed out a
they.
coloring mistake.
Yeah, I
I
just love
love
how
it so
they.
much.
Yeah, but I mean how they tied it in with the radiation. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Speaking of which, as well, I wanted to point out in her Venom Blast. Again, we get a little
Hey, they're
bit
green
more.
here.
They're green here, but again, as Casey alluded to in one of the previous comments, Marv Wolfman's still trying to figure out this new hero. Again, we're only 4 issues in, albeit some previous appearances. So now we've got her trying to use her Venom Blast on the fans, but of course it doesn't work because the poison acts on the human nervous system. It does nothing to metal.
I'm pretty
So,
sure that changes in more modern times.
oh yeah,
I think. Yeah, now it does.
conveniently conveniently forgotten. I think for the purposes of the writers, yeah, just to make her
Yeah. I
do her thing.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, this is cool. There's a little sequence here of her being sucked in, like she gets stuck in a room, well, trapped in the room, as you said, and stuck as a fan kind of she edges towards the fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hangman, as you said, you're not much of a fan. Yeah, I'm glad that we don't get him back. To be honest,
Yeah,
he's not.
I just think he's not that great.
Yeah, I mean, hit and miss. Writers they give it a go, and yeah, Hangman just wasn't. I always get reminded of the Masked Marauder. I don't know if you've heard of him, Seren, and a really classic Daredevil villain. Terrible villain.
I am not familiar on classic Daredevil, although
Okay.
I am a big fan of Chip Zdarsky's run. So
Oh, that is a
which
good run.
I fell behind on. I fell behind on so much comics. I need to catch up.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm still going through my pile. We also get Saren. There's an interlude here with I love this Shield activity. Bill Foster, we know as Giant Man,
Oh,
and
yes.
Jerry Hunt, who we've met before from the
Yeah,
very
and this
beginning.
guy also knows we got an Iron Man name drop. I forgot at this point that
Yeah,
Iron Man was over on the West Coast, but it's a good reminder because
yeah, me
West Coast
too.
Avengers starts up in a couple years.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
still salty that Jess said no. Um. Anyway,
Yeah, exactly. But I like this thing. They're after Jess as well. But I just say the name dropping's good. So yeah, so there's plenty happening here. But you weren't the total fan of this issue, which I can kind
no,
of see.
I thought it was a little bit too much going on. Like
Mm,
I know that's kind of the thing of the times, but this one was just, and it all got there in the end. Don't get me wrong, it all got there in the end, and it did a good job moving the plot forward. But I think there were some points where I was like, wait a minute, we were here and now we're here again, and it
yeah,
just didn't quite, for me, flow quite as well.
yeah.
The art is always fantastic, though. I always love the art. It was really
So
good.
cool. Yep.
There's this looking on my phone because I was reading this on my phone. There was this one page
Mm-hmm.
with where Jess and is arguing. Back at the they're back at Dolly's, and like on my
Mm-hmm.
phone, I don't know what it is like, but with the resolution on my phone, it's
Mm-hmm.
that page right there.
Yes.
That top panel on my phone looks almost 3D. It's
Oh
wild.
wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
I don't know. It's just because of that solid red background. There's something about it. It just like
Ah.
it looks like his head is like I don't know. It's really weird. It's like something
Yeah.
about how the art's done. I was like, well, that was pretty cool. I don't think that was the intent, but that's what it looked like to me with that red background and the colors and all like kind of
Yeah.
popped out in a bit of a 3D way on him, not the ladies, but on him. And like I was like,
Right.
whoa, it was really weird.
Yeah, look, as much as Infantino does great work with the costumed heroes and villains, I think the portrayal of just people and the faces
Hmm.
is absolutely awesome. There's
Yeah,
and
yeah,
linking that with the inking as well. It's just a really classic look.
yeah. It's
Reminds
really
me,
good.
yeah, of like John Romita, that sort of thing. So yeah, really good art. But yeah, look, I had a sense of more of what you're saying, Saren, with some of the um, Marvel was that Marvel Spotlight issues that we covered,
Yes.
where it was really busy. I thought,
Yeah.
and these other plots. So this was obviously more Jess centric. I enjoyed it, but yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel like they could have removed the whole B plot with the Hangman, and we still would have been fine.
yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe Marv was hoping to springboard the Hangman into, top tier villain notoriety, but he didn't
No,
quite get there.
yeah. Did this guy come before or after the Punisher? Because maybe he just they looked at him and it's like, let's rework this guy and turn him into the Punisher, and just didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it makes a nice different dynamic. It's a three-way kind of thing. Instead of, look, I really love, as I said, the Brothers Grimm, and it would have been cool just Jess versus the Brothers Grimm, but by having Hangman in there, kind of being the enemy of both at the end is it just adds something different. But you're right. There's also the stuff with Jerry Hunt and Mrs. Dolly. So there are a lot of things, and the congressman. Like, there's so many parts.
Yeah, there are just some things that I don't think were needed necessarily to get to where they wanted to get to at the end.
Yeah.
Other than, have Jess be in peril at the end, but I think, they could have done that in a different way without having to introduce a new villain.
Yes, and I had to laugh as well, Sarah, just I'm going to flick towards the end page. So look, he gets Jess, and he quickly manages to hog tie her, and at the very last panel, she's even got like a mouth. You know how they people where did he find what? He's got a handkerchief and did that.
I don't know. He's just an asshole. Excuse my language, but he is. I mean, if you're listening and you're a new listener, I swear a lot.
Okay. I think they gathered that. But yeah, I mean, look, with dialogue like, I have already told you, I am your protector. I'm your protector. Women are weak, frail creatures, easy prey for the brave minds. I mean, that's right. You're on the wrong side straight away.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's intentional and everything. I don't know. I just feel like they could have removed him and had someone else completely different, or not at all. It could have been a Brothers Grimm dragging her away to capture her, to figure her out. That would have made more sense to me than having him here. I'm sorry, that's my opinion.
Well, even just get the Punisher, but then just not have the Punisher capture her. It seemed like that decision, because Marv Wolfman was like, okay, well, how can I antagonize Jess with the Hangman? Because up until that point, he's kind of like a vigilante, and for all intents, Jess is like, I don't care. Why would I care about who this guy, what he does? But now Wolfman goes, okay, well, if I have him capture her, then
make him out to be a real pig, he's definitely a bad guy.
Exactly, but I feel that was a little bit clunky, I think, in the writing. They maybe it needed another issue for then something to eventually happen. Maybe they both escape, and then he does something to someone that she's invested in, something like that. But yeah, it just seemed very clunky that we're meeting for the first time, and I'm going to take you prisoner.
Right.
Yeah. So
just trying to form a harem. What are you trying to do? It's just I don't know.
Yeah. Casey adds in, it's so very rare I get to talk to other Spider-Woman fans, so I have many random tangents I feel I would distract us upon here. Oh, look,
join the club, Casey. That's all of us. That's all of us.
We love talking about Jessica Drew and Spider-Man, hence the podcast. So yeah, absolutely encourage and enjoy any discussions. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of, since we have Casey watching, you can follow us at lots of places. You can follow us on Twitter at Spider-Woman Daily. You can follow us on Instagram at Spider-Woman Pod. And you can follow us. We are now on Blue Sky. Haven't done much over there yet, but we are over there. And who are we on Blue Sky? Because I can't remember.
Spider-Woman Pod as well, I think it was.
Yes, SpiderWomanPod.bsky.social. You can find us there.
Yes, yeah, and also on YouTube. So very easy, youtube.com.
I keep forgetting YouTube.
Yeah.
Even though we're on it right now and talking to people right now, I keep forgetting that we're live.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
just like, la la la, and then the little thing pops up. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's easy handle. It's at Spider Woman Pod as well. So just all the same kind of handles, same ish. But yeah, always happy to hear, happy to chat, and Discord as well, Saren. We're on Discord.
Yeah, we are. We
So
do have a Discord. If you want that, just I don't think the link is up anymore, but we can
um,
send invites out. It's whole thing.
yeah, we can send it. Just check the show notes; it'll all be there as well.
Yep.
Before we wrap up, Saren, should we give this a rating?
A spider rating, I'm gonna give it a 3.5, which is probably the lowest I've given so far.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 3.5 as well. Although it's appeared that I enjoyed it more than you, but yeah, I can't. It's 4 to me is a little bit too high, but 3.5 is good, is a good range for me. So yeah, 3.5 nooses for you there. Casey, I'm currently shopping for a signed copy, I guess, of photo cover Spider-Woman 50 to complete. Wow, nice one.
Nice.
Yes, yeah. Also as well, post up your fandom as well on all our social media. We love to see what you have. As Saren's just mentioned, Saren's got the Hasbro figure, all that sort of stuff. I've posted the other one that I got from Across the Spider-Verse. It's always fun to see what everyone has.
I still have to get that one. I haven't gotten that one yet. I need to get that one.
I
do have the Funko Pop though. I have the Funko Pop. I don't have the Marvel Legends.
I've got to get the Funko Pops now.
They're coming out with a neon one, Ray.
Oh,
a neon
nice.
one, and I need it. She's neon and blacklight sensitive to go with my blacklight Captain Marvel, because we all know that they're work wives, quote unquote. They're more than that. I will take that to my grave. Anyway, yeah. So keep in mind, if you're looking for signed copies of stuff, Casey, if you have any like comic conventions in your area, hit them up, because some of them have them. Comic book shops also might help you. Beware of eBay, but certainly I've had luck there. Or if you actually have issue 50's and Nocenti. Yeah, she doesn't do a lot of cons, although I think she was there last year and I missed her. I think she was. I can't remember.
I think she was as well.
If she's at NYCC this year, you bet your ass I'm bringing number 50.
Yes.
To have her sign it. And I'm also bringing her Captain Marvel series as well, because yes.
Ooh, yeah. She's also doing Storm as well, isn't she?
Is she? I don't know. I'm so out of the loop. I am so out of the loop. Like, Critical Role has consumed me and is a bit more my fixation than Jess is currently. And this winter and fall is going to be really bad for me between Critical Role stuff and just having an ongoing. I'm going to be in dire straits. My ADHD is going to be like, which one? It's going to be bad, guys. So I apologize for the person I will be this fall and winter.
No need to apologize. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of exciting stuff up ahead. Casey, yeah, we can. You can post them on our Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah, just if you're on Twitter, just at Spider-Woman Daily.
Yep. Without the A in the woman. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Rustin. There you go. Rustin's Discord channel. Yes.
Thank you guys for being a lot faster than me. I appreciate you. I don't have YouTube up right now, or wherever this is at live. But I don't.
I will put that Discord link in as well, the show notes. So easy to refer to when we get this podcast version out of this discussion. But yeah, no, thank you so much, Rustin. Awesome stuff. And Casey, great to hope to see your stuff soon on our social media platforms. And I'll definitely be checking out Spider-Woman's Loft too. So yeah, awesome stuff. So Seren, we've done the classic now, which is always good. Always good to dip our toes in that. Next episode,
I think we should maybe retread back to Avengers. We didn't crunch like we had planned to get to Secret Invasion, but that's okay.
That's right. That's okay.
We can just take our time and go through the Bendis Avengers run for the key Jessica issues.
Yeah.
And work our way through Civil War and Secret Invasion, and then I think we will jump into. Well, I think we've talked about Agents of S.W.O.R.D., but we'll do it again because I really love Agents of S.W.O.R.D.
Yeah. Should do like a watch through or something of it as well.
Yeah, I
the
had it
version.
on DVD,
Yeah,
but
me
my new computer does not have a DVD player,
I
which is
can do it on.
unfortunate.
I can put it up on Discord or something.
Yeah,
can
we could probably stream
watch
it
it
through
there.
Discord. Have a watch party.
Yeah, have a
I
watch
would
party.
also like to have a watch party of the new Spider-Man movie when that comes out, and then we can talk
yes.
about my feelings of the Jessica Drew in that movie, because I'm still mad they took away her Venom Blasts. And
yes.
yeah, I think I pointed that out to someone on Tumblr today, where they were like, Jessica Drew, blah, blah, blah. And this was like, hey, well, Comics Jess is like this. And then I went, yeah, you know what really pissed me off? And I haven't gotten a response about it. I'm really salty about it. I can't believe I'm still carrying the salt with me months later, but
That's
I
okay.
really am. I'm so salty that they took Jessica's the original user of the Venom Blast, and they took it away from her in the movie.
Exactly.
I'm so pissed.
I know. I mean, look,
if I ever see them at a con, like if this strike is over and they decide to have all the movies at New York Comic Con this year, I am absolutely going to try and get into a panel on Saturday and be like, why did you do it?
Yeah. I mean, look, if you look at the upcoming,
I know why they did it.
Yeah, I know, but you look at the upcoming Spider-Woman series with Lionel Francis Yu, and what does he highlight? Her Venom Blasts.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very much part and parcel of Jess. So
yeah, Rustin seconding the Motion Comic Watch Party. Yo, dude, I'm right there with you. So we'll do it. We'll do it when we get there. When we get there, we'll do it, because I have to say the Motion Comics is pretty fun. It's fun.
I like it. I really like it. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It looks really nice, and
there are some parts of the comic though that are really hilarious, because you're in like the moving art, like it is. It's very much a precursor to what they did in Spider-Verse. Like when you really look at it, like Alex Maleev, fucking brilliant.
I think it burnt him out, though.
It did. He'll never draw Jess again, unfortunately. But his Jess is so beautiful. But there's parts that are like 3D animated, and it totally throws you out, and I have to chuckle at it because it's so great. It was amazing at the time, but now it's like oh wow, it's really funny.
Yeah, still definitely worth the watch, Rusty. I love it as well.
We'll have a watch party for sure, guys. We'll watch that series, and I want to do a watch party with the Spider-Woman cartoon if it's still on Disney Plus.
Yeah, exactly. A few more flying pyramids, and some weirdo. Yeah,
that cartoon is so wild. It's great. I love it so much.
Crazy. Yeah, we definitely got it. We got a review, an episode as well or two down the track.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. All right, so we'll cover some of the key Avengers issues, and maybe after that we'll do a review. I think we need to start. We could maybe not the motion comic. I want to say the motion comic till we get to Secret Invasion. Okay. But the animated series, I think we absolutely need to watch party and review.
Yes. I'm up for that.
Maybe in a couple episodes. I think we definitely need to do that. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been way too long since we've reviewed them, so yeah. Yeah,
our Discord's been a little quiet. I know I've dropped the ball, guys. I'm trying to get back. I am.
Me too as well. Don't worry. So Seren, I don't know. With that,
to know her is to fear her.
See you later.
If you'd like to contact us with your thoughts on Spider-Woman and her amazing series, you can drop us a line at spiderwomanpod@gmail.com. We are also on Facebook and Instagram. Just search for Spider-Woman Pod or To Know Her Is to Fear Her, a Spider-Woman podcast. Catch us on Twitter at Spider-Woman Daily or on Discord, Tumblr, and Podchaser. Look for all our links to our social platforms in the show notes.
We are also proud members of The Collective, a supergroup of podcasters dedicated to covering all the characters and news in comics and beyond. Search for #TheCollectiveNet on Twitter to see the latest on all the shows, or click on the link provided in our episodes to give you a list of who's part of The Collective. Finally, please consider giving us a rating on either Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. Whether it be to sing your praises or give us pointers on how to improve the show, any ratings will help cast our web further and potentially reach out to more spider babies out there.
Thank you so much for listening to our show. We really appreciate it. Stay tuned for our next upcoming episode. But until then, remember, to know her is to fear her.
Spider-Woman and affiliated characters, stories and events are properties of Marvel Characters Incorporated. Material used and discussed within the podcast are intended for critique and review purposes only, under the fair dealing concept of the current Copyright Act. The views, information, or opinions expressed during the podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of the copyright owners.